What's going on, y'all? So listen. What's going on, y'all? Oh, girl, I had to take my head down a little bit. Gotta do some situations and all that shit to it. But anyway, what's going on, everybody? So we are back again for a new episode of The Shy. This is season 4, episode 9. Southside with you. If you don't know, okay, let me talk about last week. Y'all, the episode last week was called Love Jones, so I knew everything was being like imitated from Love Jones, but it just didn't connect with me. And to be quite honest, as I said in the comments, I just didn't really see the hype over the movie Love Jones the way that y'all be doing it or whatever. Um, it was an okay movie, but it wasn't all that. It's not one of those movies that I go back and I constantly watch over and over and over again and fall so deeply in love. I'm not a mushy romantic comedy or romantic movie viewer type of person. So, it was beautiful for the black love aspect of it. But other than that, I ain't give a damn. But anyway, moving on from that, don't judge me because it is what it is. Some of y'all don't like loving basketball, and I love loving basketball. So hey, it is what it is. Tit for fucking tat. We get up into this episode, and Southside with you. If you know the title, that was the movie that they made talking about Barack Obama and Michelle Obama. So I don't know if this episode has any connection like that, but also the fact that, it's a lot of relationship issues going on, a lot of heartbreak issues going on. You know what I'm saying? It mostly is taking place on the South Side. So I get it. Bitch, doing what I had to do to my hair just wore me out. Just wetted my ass out. But anyway, it had cause it was wet, it had fused together a little bit, so I had to separate everything one by one. Girl, locks. Okay, I had to get my shit retwisted immediately. Anyway, so we get into the episode, and the first thing that we see, which was the cutest shit, Papa is lip syncing to Just Walk Out of Heaven. I think that it was Jagged Edge song. Okay. He got his glasses on, he trying to be suave with it. I said, what is going on? Next thing you know, we see Kevin. I said, oh, these girls that really broke y'all hearts, okay? Y'all is up here singing heartbreak songs and everything. Meanwhile, Keisha trying to get the baby to go to bed, okay, then lay him down and getting text messages and caking it up with Christian, and then all of a sudden the freaking she hearing the music up so goddamn loud that it didn't disturb the baby, so she gets upset and she's going up there talking to them, telling them turn the goddamn music down and all that shit. And so at this point, they being assholes and turns it up, okay? But, the best part of that was the fact that Keisha is actually having communications with Christian and, actually talking as if, she's in a real relationship and she's allowing herself to be in a relationship. So I love that, the kissy face emojis and, oh, you really wasn't thinking about me. Y'all ain't thinking about us and stuff like that. He was like, not all men do this and all this or whatever. And, some of y'all don't trust Christian, okay? Some of y'all don't trust Christian. And truth be told, I can understand why, because we have a lot of instances where niggas just come out and they just be crazy as shit. They put on that facade. But at the same time, I'm keeping my eye on Christian, but I really do feel like he is really the real deal for Keisha. I really do feel like that. I don't think, now let me tell you something, if the fucking Shy writers would do some bogus shit like that, like the lady Keisha didn't been through some goddamn trauma enough, okay? Let her have a win, all right? Let her have a win and get back to the regular person that she used to be, okay? Or at least back into regular society and learning to love again and allowing herself to have fun and let loose and not be so worried all the time. Then we get, what's his name? Emmett. As somebody was saying in a few episodes ago in my comments, where his other kids at? Where his other baby mamas? Why we only see Brandon and all that stuff? Or I think EJ, that's his name, I think. Because, he's married to the mother, so therefore we're going to always see that mother of that child, and we're always going to see that child. But Emmett do have at least 2 other kids, I believe, okay, by 2 other women. And we get to see the one that we always see, the thicker one, okay? Beautiful girl, And it goes to show Emmett, he ain't got no type, and I love that, okay? And so, you know, he up in there talking to her about what's going on with Tiffany and him, and how, you know, she said this ain't no movie and she don't want to, you know, close up the relationship, the marriage and all this stuff. And basically what it comes down to is Tiffany told him correct. Just because you're changing now, too little too late, okay? You did so much fuck shit in the past or whatever, and now she's just like, fuck it, I'm finna go out here and do me, okay? And that don't mean that she don't love you, she don't want you or anything like that. It's just the fact that, you know, what goes around comes around. My baby. Okay, that's what happens. It's karma on your ass, all right? Just because you want to fix something don't mean she want to fix it now because she tired, bitch. Okay? You done fucked around on her. You was playing her so much. You know how much she loved you. Even before y'all got married, you was doing shit on her. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, now all of a sudden you want to change your hoish ways and be this family man and just be monogamous or whatever. And it ain't what it is. Truth be told, you know, people want to say that it's all Emmett's fault. It is all his fault. But, you know, when she found out he cheated on her before they got married, and then she went and cheated on him with Dante, then she suggested that we have an open marriage, and then decided to keep on fucking Dante, okay? Because I don't believe she's fucking anybody else but Dante, and I feel like she's catching feelings for that man, okay? And basically, Emmett has to understand that this is all his fault. This is all his fault, and you can't expect her. You got to give her time, like the baby mama said. And I love the fact that they had this real ass conversation, and she told him about himself. And, you know, he, you know, appreciated the fact that she was looking good, and, you know, didn't question her too much about the fact that she was having another man and all that stuff. Wasn't turning out to be one of the jealous baby daddies or nothing like that. So that wound up happening. We get Trigg and Duda. Okay. Trigg just looks so goddamn stressed out. They got James up here looking. They got Luke James up here looking so fucking stressed out on this goddamn show. He has so much on his shoulders at this point because of the community activist stuff that he doing, whatever, the policing and all this stuff, and, you know, trying to see if Duda is okay. Marcus come up in there, you know, he's pissed off at, you know, the fact that they lost the Olympic bid, and, you know, and at this point, them two get into it, and he was like, basically, fuck you. Duda has no respect for Marcus. Marcus feel as though Duda is an ain't shit nigga. Trigg was trying to talk to him, was like, you know, don't do this to him right now. He was like, listen, you need to get away from him. You think he's Superman, he ain't shit. He just another raggedy ass nigga on the street. That's what he is. And truth be told, that is what Duda is. Duda don't care about nobody but himself. Okay? Trigg trying to say, oh, he was having a hard time ever since Rosalind left. I said, Rosalind left? What you mean? Did she leave? Or she just went on the flight and she'll be back? Okay? Explain. But in that mess, you know, we see that they're building up, and throughout this whole season they've been building up the tension between Duda and Marcus. And like Duda said, Marcus is one of the motherfuckers that looked his nose down on us, okay? You know, think that he a little bit better, one of those blacks that's a little bit better. That's what he feel like, okay? And at this point, you know, Duda also want to share custody or be more involved in Jake's life, because Jake is the closest thing that he has to a son, and, you know, think that Jake will benefit with both of them in his life. And I'm sitting here like, I mean, I get it. And he do show like he actually do care about Jake a little bit. And at first it did start off like he didn't, and he was using him a little bit. But at the same time, he developed those feelings almost like a father. So I can understand why he wants to come back into the picture. And I can definitely understand why Trigg is like very apprehensive about it. Because I wouldn't trust that nigga. I love Duda, but I don't trust him. Okay? There you go. Meanwhile, you got Jada up here. She getting ready and stuff. And, you know, Emmett shows up and they're having a little conversation. And he telling her about what his baby mama said. And man, I can't remember her name. What the baby mama said. And, you know, just how they had a good heart to heart. And, you know, after that little conversation, I do love the scenes with Jada and Emmett. You know, she's giving advice and stuff like that. And, you know, she's still finding the time to still be herself despite her situation. And he was like, if you need anything, just give me a call. She was like, yeah, I'll call you if Sway don't answer. I said, what? All right, that's my man. I'm gonna call my man first. He gonna ask, why you ain't tell me that the elevator wasn't working? Nigga, cause you don't live here? I know that's right. I would have turned right back the fuck around. But anyway, I am loving the relationship between Emmett and Jade at this point. Also, um, do I want to give, Trigg another position, a better position in his administration? Oh, girl, this got to get done. Look at this shit. You know what I'm saying? He was like, listen, bitch, I'm not finna get up here and put on no suit, no tie. He was like, you can put on like a shirt with a collar or whatever. And I said, So now you're trying to transition him off the street. And I do love the fact that Trigg had to tell him, you need to fix whatever it is with Marcus, because we gotta, you fucking up what we trying to do here, okay? And you have to actually, you want to do this black utopia as you saying and stuff like that, but you got to care about the constituents that you have and what they feel and what they want. You have to actually get out there and learn what they want, and you're not doing that. I'm trying and this is new. I said, you ain't doing nothing. You're working for your own benefit and not for the people. And that is what Trigg is trying to tell him. So, Darnell comes over to Jada's house and, he's playing the music. They're reminiscing. They both can't believe that they are dating. They basically cougars. I don't know what you call male cougar, male dudes that date younger women, but they both dating somebody younger and all this stuff. And they was just trading barbs about that. And, they get to talking about Emmett, okay? And seeing if the relationship between Emmett and Tiffany's gonna last. They don't know if it's gonna last, and hopefully it does, but they wouldn't be surprised if it don't. But Darnell is just having a come to terms moment with Jada about the fact that he wasn't there the way that he should have been. And Jada was like, yeah, you was ain't shit. I did all this raising as a single parent. And he was like, yeah, I know I wasn't there the way that I needed to be, but I'm here now. And the conversation, and this kind of makes me mad when this happens though, but most times it's needed. It takes when a person gets to their lowest point where it's a life or death situation that's probably that's going to happen, that another person to realize the wrong that they done and to finally take accountability for the actions that they did or did not have. You know what I'm saying? So Jada, she's literally sick, okay? She's dying, okay? Could possibly be dying, because I don't know if the chemo's working or whatever. She's still here, so I don't want to say that she's dying, but we don't know how they gonna turn this storyline. And you wait until now to want to come and to have this heart-to-heart message and moment with her and admit that you weren't there and you still do love her. He said that, okay? And of course she still loves him because they were friends, and that love don't ever go away most of the time, okay? And he was like, I need y'all and stuff like that. And, granted, Darnell has been coming around, somewhat, okay, and trying to be back into Emmett's life. And we did see him at the little dance, the reunion or whatever that they was with. And that was cool, but this was a moment of healing I feel that Darnell and Jada both needed. Mostly Jada, and mostly to clear his conscience a little bit. It was like a way of him getting forgiveness from Jada and realizing that Jada is not really going to, be too angry with him and all that stuff or whatever. But it was a nice moment. I did like it. The way that they can joke with each other, that was good. And Jada needs all of that, and I love the fact that they are at the point now in Jada's progress with this disease that she has, this illness that she has, that they can joke about that too, because he was making cancer jokes and she was laughing at it or whatever. She's at the moment of acceptance with what she has, you know what I'm saying, and trying not to let her get it down. So let's joke about it and stuff like that. It reminds me of when y'all know my favorite white movie is still Magnolias. And when she was about to go get her kidney the night before, you know how they was going around playing games and they was just making up all these kidney jokes and stuff like that, and the daddy wasn't here for it, but they was making up kidney jokes and stuff. That's what it reminded me of. But anyway, so after that, we get Emmett. You know, the restaurant is just running ragged at this point. Lines out the door. Come to find out, this is the after school rush. You got Papa at the register. You know, he trying to get a promotion to manager, and he just not doing stuff right. He's so distracted. And Emmett was like, if you want this position or whatever, you got to show and tell. Okay, you got to learn. Show me that you can deal with this after school rush, you know. And so he was like, my mind distracted. I'm over here thinking about Mike. I said, you can't bring the personal. You can't bring the personal into business, right? Okay, you got to learn how to separate those two. And you know, he was trying to get him to do that. Then Keisha comes in, go over there, sit with Emmett, and they start talking. Emmett was like, what you let us smiling about? You looking all happy or whatever? You got a new boo? And so she was like, why can't I smile? But either way, yes, you know, it's some dude that I work with. You know, of course, Emmett is here for it. Just want her to be happy. I love Emmett and Keisha's relationship in a way that it has evolved into this really good friendship. And you know, he was looking at a house, and at first I'm thinking that it was for Tiffany and him. Come to find out, it wasn't for Tiffany and him. It was for his mother. Keisha decided, you know, Keisha went with him the next day or whatever to go visit the house. And, you know, we saw a lot of white faces or whatever up in there. But then we see the realtor. She notices this black couple. That's what it felt like to me, because she was talking to this white man and she instantly stopped and went on over there to them and was like, listen, if you want to get in, go ahead and put in. You want to cut through the red tape or whatever, put in an offer real quick. And what'll get you up to the front is, you know, put down cash, okay? I'm telling you, put down cash. It was like she was trying to put them on, you know? You see your peeps and you trying to give them the leg up. That's what it was, okay? But everything was going cool up until, you know, the realtor looked at Keisha. And she was like, her face went from being like this to, oh my God. And I was just sitting here like, what's happening? And I said, please do not do what I think you're about to do, Miss Ma'am. Miss Ma'am went on ahead and did exactly what I thought. She was like, it's you. I said, no, don't do this. Don't do this. Don't do this. Granted, Keisha will have to deal with this in her life, you know, probably around that neighborhood, because this was a local news. This was, you know, something that was on the news constantly, I guess, during that time. But it was just, I just didn't like the fact that the realtor brought it up. She was like, it was you. Your story was everywhere and everything. And, you know, it's like, have respect. Have respect for the trauma that she is trying to get over. And you already said, listen, you said you are a big, you know, for survivors, okay? You're a good look for survivor and everything. And, you know, she was giving her props. And it was almost as if she felt connected to her, because if you looked at her eyes in the way that she said it, it was almost as if she had went through something similar, like sexual abuse or something like that. And so, you know, that's why she kind of felt like she can do that, and it almost felt like they connected for a minute. But at the same time, I was like, why would you bring it up? Why would you bring it up? I know you meant well, but don't bring up people trauma. Not in that moment. And she probably didn't mean to do it, but I just didn't like that she did it, because it could have did something to, you know, Keisha. Could have put her back in her shell or whatever. And, you know, she don't probably want to be known as the girl that survived being kidnapped and sexually raped all the time and stuff like that, you know. So y'all tell me how y'all felt about it. I know the realtor didn't mean no harm by it, but I just didn't like that they put that in there. Cause she trying to get over the shit. Meanwhile, you got Gemma and Jake. You know, she talking about all the shit she got to do. Of course, Jake ain't listening. You know, he hear a car honk and his Trigg outside. He done threw him the keys and let him borrow his I think it's his Mercedes-Benz truck, and, you know, for the spring dance that they gonna go to. And, you know, he pulls up on Papa and Kevin and telling them, you know, they in the car smoking weed and all this shit. And my whole thing is this, bitch, I don't give a fuck. This how I know these kids is young and ain't never been through no shit in their life. Because once they get older, it ain't no smoking with your bro after he done took your girl. Okay, it ain't like you and your girl broke up and then she went with him. No, you and your girl was still the goddamn together and they both went with each other. Ain't nobody got time for that. We finna listen. Men are different than women, I guess, because I just couldn't do it. You know, Papa didn't want to get too high up in the car, so he left. And then, you know, Jake, he was like, we good. I was like, okay, cool, we good. You know, Kevin saying, you taking her to the dance, you better get this car cleaned the fuck out. Bitch, Jake was cleaning that car out. I said, that car was nasty as shit. How do you do that? How do y'all live up in filth and drive around in filth? I just don't understand it. That shit would make me sick, okay? Like, oh my God, it was just a mess. Meanwhile, Gemma, you know, she over there with her daddy, and her daddy basically putting all this pressure on her about how her SAT scores need to be high, and, you know, she need to do better in this if you want to get into an Ivy League school. She was like, girl, I don't care about the SATs, and I don't know if I want to go to an Ivy League school, but that's what you've been trying to get into all this time. Yeah, but my viewpoint on things have changed. Is it because of you or because of who you hanging around with? It's because of me, okay? I'm growing up and all this stuff. And he basically like, watch your influence, okay? She said, bitch, I can say the same thing about you, okay? You know, he goes into this whole thing about how, you know, when I got custody of you, I told your mom I would do this and do that for you and all this shit. And she called him out like, you just trying to make it seem like you did something right and make me be able to work in the corporate world with you, not knowing if that's really what I want to do, okay? And so he tried to smooth it over with her little dessert and everything, but yeah, that was that. Kevin, he was playing video games, and then Lene logs on, so he calls her, and, you know, they get to talking, and then she was like, what's really on your mind? And, you know, he feeling some type of way about Jake and Gemma going to the spring dance, and, you know, he told her that. Next thing you know, we see them over there at, because she had to go because her mama was leaving, but then she was over there at his house, and, um, trying to, they was playing video games, and then they was like, do you want to crash the spring dance and all this shit? I was like, Kevin, let it go, let it go, let it go, okay? Let it go. I get it, you're hurting still and you're trying to get over it, but I wouldn't want to go back to the place that kicked my ass out, nor see the bitch that broke my goddamn heart. But you know, these little kids, they'll learn, they'll learn. So, it is time for the dance, and then you got Jake and Gemma over there at Marcus' house or whatever. They taking pictures. Trigg taking the pictures. Marcus is next to him, and Marcus is like, ain't they such an odd couple? And I'm just sitting here like, come on, Marcus. We get it that you don't like him, okay? You don't like the fact that your daughter is with him. But at the same time, just let it go. You know your daughter's going to do whatever it is that she want to do, and it's trying to intimidate, you know, Trigg or get under his skin. It's not going to work, because you trying to say that Jake is rebellious, and then Jake, you know, Trigg had to come back and say, but didn't your daughter lead a rebellion? So like, tit for fucking tat. Let's not do this, because you know your daughter is no innocent thing up in this shit. So like, stop it. And then dude, I pop up, and they was like, what are you doing here? I just wanted to see the lovely couple off, and let me take some pictures. Trigg was like, no, I airdrop you the pictures and stuff. And I was just like, this is a weird encounter. Okay, is it me? But did dude I really look like? Do I really look like, you know, Jake is really his son? Did we ever establish if Jake is really his son and that's why he's doing this? Like, I need him to get a DNA test, because remember when the his mama came up there, you know, she was the cracked out and all that stuff, and he had a soft spot for her. He had a soft spot for her. That's why he had Reg, you know, working for him. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know, like, damn, we need a paternity test. We need Dana to come through and give us if you 99.9% the daddy or not, because he a little bit too goddamn invested for me. He brought the croissant and everything. You know, And it was really nice, the moment between Trigg and you know, Jake, when they was leaving out, and then Marcus or one of them said something. It was like, hey, hey, and he was like, he got it, he got it. And then Jake opened up the door for Gemma and helped her in, you know, had the car smelling like baby powders, and he was like, you be good with her or whatever. And then Trigg was like, he will. And Jake was like, thanks for having my back, bro. And he was like, always. I was like, oh, you know, that moment made me like the little nigga just a little bit, because, you know, of the relationship. Other than that, Jake really ain't shit. Okay. Speaking of some ain't shitness, Tabitha Brown's character is so much better than who I am in real life, because she is really on here playing herself. Keisha got her over at the crib and she dropping off some stuff, and she's really like, you know, she don't show no hurt feelings, and no like I'm pissed off at you or residual resentment towards her, no malice or anything towards her. You know, she's just really happy that she's okay. And you know, even to the point where Keisha feels like, you know, she was like, thank you so much for not being upset at me, you know what I'm saying, for taking the baby back. And she gave her a picture of Tabitha holding the baby when he first was born, you know. And it's so crazy and messed up at the same time that Keisha is forming this connection with Tabitha's character. I can't remember her name. Is it Octavia or whatever? Forming this, it's almost like a motherly connection with Tabitha instead of her own mom. And that says a goddamn lot about goddamn Nina. Okay? Your kids are literally out here suffering, and where are you? Where are you? Nina really put a fucking bad taste in my mouth when she said that shit about Kevin. Okay? Oh, because you mad because your little girlfriend left you and all this shit. I'm like, why would you do that? Okay? It put aside the fact that she cheated on Dre. It was just the way that she handled this whole Kevin situation. I just really wasn't here for it. Some of the way that she's handling the Keisha situation, to the fact that, you know, Keisha is literally finding this other motherly connection with another woman. Okay? She done took this lady baby back, and this lady is still giving her love and advice about go out there and, you know, follow your dreams. I know you having this child and you may not think that you can go back to school, but once you find you can. Once you get settled and get to the floor of things, you can go back. You know what I'm saying? You know, Keisha told her about the lady who said that she was an inspiration to other survivors. And, you know, she was like, you don't have to be on anybody's pedestal. You don't have to keep yourself there, okay? You know, she was giving her so much sound advice. And she was like, because when she was younger, somebody did the same thing for her and showed that she can be productive and live her life and do all the things that she want to do too. And I was just like, this is great. Tabitha Brown is really on here playing Tabitha Brown. Just so kind-hearted. Because, bitch, it wouldn't be me. I would have been slapped, Keisha. You done took my baby. You done got my heart up. You got my hope up. God damn it, bitch. That would have been me. That would have been me. Okay, my feelings would have been hurt. You know, I hold grudges. And it takes me a while to get over shit when I'm hurt. But Tabitha is a better woman than me, and it just showed me that I got a long way to go. Okay, I'm working on me, and that's all that you need to know. Meanwhile, you know, Emmett, Papa, I need Papa to get it together. Okay, I need Papa to get it together, because Emmett was talking about some, you know, he finna go work on his family and all this stuff, and then here go Papa. Man, I thought me and Maisha was gonna have a family. I said, let it go, let it go. You're too young to be thinking about families at this point. Anyway, this is that first heartbreak type of shit, so that's the only leeway I'm giving him, and it's Papa. Meanwhile, we see Gemma and Jake at the dance. It's a socially distanced dance. You can clearly tell, because a couple is here, next couple is here, next couple is here. Okay, and so at this point, you know, Kevin and Lene, they come up in there, and she was like, "Is that them right there? The only black couple in there?" And she was like, "Yup, that's them." It was like, and here go Lene. First, Maisha said she always knew that Gemma wasn't shit. And then Lene said she do look like the type that do some shit like that to you. I said, oh my God, she look like she ain't shit. I said, wow, Gemma, everybody's clocking your shit and they don't even fucking know you like that, and it's coming out to be true. You should be ashamed of yourself. You should feel some type of way, bitch. But at the same time, you know, Kevin was like, you want to go look around and all this stuff, and she said, I don't really, but it's better than watching these lame asses. And so they go do that. And I was thinking that, Gemma and Jake was going to see them because they was literally right up there in their purview, but they didn't. And while they dancing, Jake remembers that he left his weed over there at the daddy's house in his bag. And so he needs to hurry up and get back over there and get the weed before, the daddy finds it, because he already wants something against Jake to further make him not like him. So at first Gemma wasn't here for it, but then she was like, yeah, you're right, let's go. And I was like, uh-oh, what's finna happen? So Emmy went over there to his mama house, and he was kicking it with Darnell and Jada, and they was having a good time, just joking and laughing about the food and sucking toes and all this stuff, whatever. And then Emmy was like, yo, Dad, I need a lineup. And he was like, damn, y'all got me up here doing everything up in here. And then Jada said, I'm gonna need a lineup too. And she took her scarf off and revealed her, recently shaven head, and Darnell was like, cool. And then we see him, bitch, I don't know, like something about that whole, I actually really, really enjoyed the storyline between Darnell and Jada this episode. Like, it did something to me. It was like beautifully done, showing that people can be hurt and do some foul stuff in their past, but then you can actually forgive a person and y'all can come back together and reconnect. Bitch, I'm not there yet, like I keep saying. Hopefully I get there soon, but it was beautiful. It was beautiful to see them come together, all of them as a family. So then a family unit that should have happened years ago. Where's all his other wives and exes and kids at? Because y'all know Darnell got a whole bunch of kids, bitch. Okay, where they at? Just like Emmy. Anyway, moving on from that. Kevin and Miss Girl, they have a little conversation. They was walking around the school, and she was like, this like college and all this stuff, and this do look like one of them schools that they try to pressure you to do all this stuff or whatever. And so, we find out she's good at school, but she got other dreams that she want to do. She's not necessarily here for school, but she is, and how, life at home is not as good as it should be. She's living with her brother, and the boyfriend, the girlfriend and her don't really get along. So that was the girlfriend that walked away, I think. And I'm sitting here like, wasn't her brother Jamal, whoever his name was, the one that played by Vic Mensa, that got shot last week and killed? No, he didn't get shot and killed. He killed the girl's brother. Ain't he in jail or something? Because that she said that he gone away. He had to go away or whatever. Girl, it was mixed up or something like that. Y'all get what I'm saying. And I was just like, oh, okay. So she wound up staying over there with Kevin. Kevin gave her the bed, but then she get down on the floor and give him a kiss on the cheek and say, thank you for tonight. And I was just like, oh my God, that's cute. But then at the same time, I'm like, where the fuck is Dre and Nina? See, this is what I'm talking about. Y'all just let random ass people come up into the goddamn house. Where is Dre and Nina? I don't count Keisha, because Keisha worrying about her own goddamn kids, and Keisha let Kevin do whatever the fuck it is he want to do anyway. But where is Dre and Nina? Okay, mostly where the fuck is Nina at? And bitch, when next week we gonna I guess next week is the season finale, so we gonna find out what's gonna happen and become Dre and Nina, because I really want to know. Y'all threw that out there and then didn't touch it for 2 episodes straight. Bitch, why? I'm still trying to figure out, is Dre gonna leave Nina ass or not? What's going on? They were nowhere to be found in this episode. Anyway, moving on from that. Let's get to fucking Doodah. My nigga came back with a vengeance, bitch. Okay, I don't know if it's gonna work for him. I don't know if it's gonna work in his favor, but baby, he did that shit. This is what I was waiting for. I wanted that thug nigga. I wanted Doodah to come back. We kept on getting Otis Perry and all this stuff. I wanted Doodah, and Doodah came back, bitch. So he's sitting down there. Mind you, he's still at Marcus' house. They drinking and all this stuff or whatever. And they having a conversation. Bitch, I don't even remember how the conversation started. But remember, Marcus had already told him that Doodah is out here on this redemption goddamn tour. Told Trigg that, he trying to get redemption. I don't know if it was him or Trigg that said that he out here trying to get redemption and shit like that. So that's probably why he feeling the way that he feel about Jake. But either way, him and Marcus was talking, and they get into it. He was like, nigga, you ain't got shit on me. He was like, yes, I do. If it wasn't for the fact that, that was close to you or whatever, that boy was close to you, you wouldn't be doing all this shit. Plus, I can put out there, the whole stuff about you and Tracy and the fact that you taking money. He said you could put out there that I was fucking around with Tracy. People would drag me for a week and get over it. So who gives a fuck? Which is he correct? He is 100% correct. And then it was like, and if I took money and I gave it to organizations that actually matter. That's what I did with the community stuff, okay? So you can play all those games if you want to. And then he brought Jacob in the situation, the whole shit with the cops or whatever, and had the nerve to say, I saw the tape. I saw the tape. All he had to do was show that cop his goddamn ID and none of this would have happened. I said, oh, so you were all lives matter type of shit. That's what that sounds like to me, okay? I said, oh, no, we not finna do this. You one of those blacks, okay? Trust and believe. One of them motherfuckers, and I had to block him because he was being real ignorant. On my one of my videos, or one of my last few videos, had literally said, I'm a Trump supporter and I'm for the community. I said, bitch, that don't even fucking go. That don't even fucking go. And I just, I'm not gonna go back and forth with a motherfucker that's just ignorant and couldn't even give me a real reason why. But, it is what it is. I said, I look at strange motherfuckers. I look at black people strange if they, here for Trump. I really do. Okay, that's your opinion, but don't bring that shit on my stuff. But anyway, because you're not gonna get me to agree or to see your side. So don't even try to debate that shit. So he get up and he was like, all he had to do was comply. He was like, Jake ain't had to do a motherfucking thing. It was like, and I want him away from my daughter. It was like, truth be told, it's your daughter that's out here being a little hoe going around town doing this and all that. And he said, how dare you fucking talk about my daughter? And Marcus popped his ass. And I said, oh shit. Dude, I took that cane and knocked him up the chin like that. And then next thing you know, bam, 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 bam. Mind you, Trigg is outside on the phone just kicking it, and he hears some shit, so that makes him want to go and see what's going on. And by the time he come in, dude, I just got through whooping his ass, and he is just sitting there like ain't nothing happened, cleaning off his cane and looking at Trigg like, what happened? What you gonna do? Trigg was like, we gotta call the cops. He was like, don't call nobody. Fuck that. They ain't finna come out here and all this shit. Bitch, Trigg is trying to get him to be alive. And at this point, Gemma and goddamn Jake pull up outside. They debating on who gonna go in. They finally reached the point that, Jake gonna go in through the back. So that's what he did. I said, y'all ain't hear that door open? No, Doodah heard that door open. He just didn't give a fuck no more. Because this is Doodah. Mind you, Marcus did call him out about murdering Brandon and stuff like that and still having gang ties. I said, that's your death wish right there. You just sealed the nail in the coffin right there. Okay, you really did. And so at this point, he came a danger to Doodah, and Doodah, had to eliminate that problem. And, Jake came in seeing Trigg trying to, fix and help Marcus. And I hope that he don't get the idea that it was Trigg that did this. I really hope Jake don't do that, okay? Because Doodah literally sat there, looked at him, and kept on like he ain't nothing happened. All right. And then Gemma and Jake, they looked like they was in a hotel room, and Jake was just so fucking unnerved. He was nerve bad. Like, bitch, like he was just bothered by the shit that he couldn't even fuck the girl that night. I said, oh wow. He was like, no, I'm good. I said, damn, when Gemma come back and see her daddy dead. I don't even feel sorry for the bitch. I don't feel sorry for her. But wow, what an episode, okay? The episode got really good at the end. It was cute. It was better than last week. But y'all tell me how y'all feel about it, and I'll see y'all later. Peace.